Thanks, said Harry, pushing his sweaty hair out of his eyes. What's that? Said one of the twins, suddenly pointing at Harry's lightning skirts. Brilliantly, said the other twin. Are you? He is, said the first twin. Aren't you? He added to Harry. What? Said Harry. Harry Potter, cursed the twins. Oh, him, said Harry. I mean, yes, I am. The two boys gawked at him, and Harry felt himself turning red. Then, to his relief, a voice came floating in through the train's open door. Fred, George, are you there? Coming, Mom. With the last look at Harry, the twins hopped off the train. Harry sat down near the window, where half hidden he could watch a red-haired family on the platform and hear what they were saying. Their mother had just taken out her handkerchief. Ron, you've got something on your nose. The youngest boy tried to jerk out of the way, but she grabbed him and began rubbing the end of his nose. Mom, get off! He wriggled free. Has Eagle Ronnie got something on the nose? Said one of the twins. Shut up, said Ron. Where's Percy? Said their mother. He's coming now. The oldest boy came strutting into sight. He had already changed into his bowling black cowboy's robe, and Harry noticed a shiny red and gold badge on his chest with the letter P on it. Can't stay long, Mother, he said. I'm up front. The perfects have got 2 compartments to yourself. Oh, are you a perfect, Patsy? Said one of the twins, with an air of great surprise. You should have said something. We had no idea. Hang on, I think I remember he said something about it, said the other twin. Once or twice a minute all summer. Oh, shut up, said the Percy the perfect. How can Percy get new robes anyway? Said one of the other twins. Because he's a perfect, said their mother fondly. All right there. Well, have a good time. Send me a note when you get there. She kissed Percy on the cheek and his left. Then she turned to the twins. Now you two, this year you behave yourself. If I get one more out telling me you've blown up a toilet or blown up a toilet. We've never blown up a toilet. Great idea though. Thanks, Mom. It's not funny. And looked at Ron. Don't worry, Eagle Ronnikins is safe with us. Shut up, said Ron again. We was almost as tall as the twins already, and his nose was still pink where his mother had rubbed it. Hi, Mom, guess what? Guess who we just met on the train? Harry leaned back quite quickly so they couldn't see him looking. You know the black boy who was near us in the station? Know who he is? Who? Harry Potter. Harry heard the girl's voice. Mom, can I go in the train and see him? Mom, oh please. You've already seen him, Ginny, and the poor boy isn't something you Google it in the zoo. Is he real, Fred? How do you know? Asked him, so is God. It's really there, like lightning. Poor dear, no wonder he is alone. I wonder he was ever so polite when he asked how to go to the platform. Never mind that. Do you think he remembers what you know who looks like? Their mother suddenly became very stern. I forbade you to ask him, Fred. No, don't you dare. As though he need remembering of that on his first day of school. All right, keep your hair on. A whistle sounded. Hurry up, said Mother, and the 3 boys clambered onto the train. They leaned out of the window for her to kiss them goodbye, and the youngest sister began to cry. Don't, Ginny. We'll send you lots of owls. We'll send you a Hogwarts toilet seat. George! Only joking, Mom. The train began to move. Harry saw the boy's mother waving and the sister, half laughing, half crying, running to keep up with the train until it gathered too much speed that she fell back and waved. Harry watched the girl and her mother disappear as the train rounded the corner. Houses flashed past the window. Harry felt a great leap of excitement. He didn't know what he was going to, but it had to be better than what he was leaving behind. The door of the compartment slid open, and the youngest red-headed boy came in. Anyone sitting there? He asked, pointing at the seat opposite Harry. Everywhere else is full. Harry shook his head, and the boy sat down. He glanced at Harry, then looked quickly out the window, pretending he hadn't looked. Harry saw he still had a black mark on his nose. Hey, Ron, the twins were back. Listen, we're going to down the middle of the train. Lee Jordan got a giant tarantula down there. Right, mumbled Ron. Harry, said the other twin. Did we introduce ourselves? Fred and George Weasley. And this is Ron, our brother. See you later then. Bye, said Harry and Ron. The twins slid the compartment door shut behind them. Are you really Harry Potter? Ron blurted out. Harry nodded. Oh, well, I thought it be one of Fred or George's joke. And have you really got, He pointed at Harry's forehead. Harry pulled back his bang to show the lightning skirt. Ron stared. So that's where you know who? Yes, said Harry, but I can't remember. Nothing, said Ron eagerly. Well, I remember a lot of green lights, but nothing else. Whoa, said Ron. He sat and stared at Harry for a few moments. Then, as though he had suddenly realized what he was doing, he looked quickly out of the window again. Are you family wizard? Said Harry, who found Ron just as interesting as Ron found him. Yes, I think so, said Ron. I think Mom got a second cousin who's an accountant, but we never talk with him. So you must know lots of magic already. The Weasleys were clearly one of the old wizarding family the pale boy in Diagon Alley had talked about. I heard you went to live with muggles, said Ron. What are they like? Horrible! Well, not all of them. My aunt and uncle and cousins are though. Wish I'd had 3 wizard brothers. 5, said Ron. For some reason he was looking gloomy. I'm the 6th in our family to the Hogwarts. You could say I got a lot to live up to. Bill and Charlie have already left. Bill has head boy, and Charlie was a captain of Quidditch. Now Percy is perfect. Fred and George messed around a lot, but they still got really good marks and everyone thinks they're real funny. Everyone expects me to do as well as the others, but if I do, it's no big deal because they did it first. You never get anything new. Either with 5 brothers, I've got Bill's old robes, Charlie's old wand, and Percy's old red. Ron reached inside his jacket and pulled a fat grey rat, which was asleep. His name is Gabus, and he's useless. He hardly ever wakes up. Percy got an owl from my dad for being made a perfect but they couldn't. I mean, I got scabies instead. Ron's ear went pink. He seemed to think he said too much, because he went back to staring out the windows. Harry didn't think there were anything wrong with not being able to afford an owl. After all, he'd never had any money in his whole life until a month ago, and he told Ron so, all about having to wear Dudley's old clothes and never getting proper birthday present. This seemed to cheer Ron up, and until Harry told me, I didn't know anything about being a wizard or about my parents or Voldemort. Ron gasped. What? Said Harry. You said you know whose name? Said Ron, sounding both shocked and impressed. I have thought you of old people. I'm not trying to be brave or anything. Saying the name, said Harry. I just never knew you shouldn't. See what I mean? I've got things that had been worrying him a lot lately. I've bet I'm the worst in the class. You won't be. There are lots of people who come from Muggle family and they learn very early. While they have been talking, the train had carried them out of London. Now they were speeding past fields full of cows and sheep. They were quiet for a time, watching in fields and lands fleet past. Around 12:30, there were a great clattering outside in the corridor, and a smiling dimple woman slid back the door and said, Anything for your cats, please? Harry, who hadn't any breakfast, leapt to his feet, but Ron's ear went pink again, and he muttered that he'd brought a sandwich. Harry went out into the corridor. He had never had any money for candy with the Dursleys, and now that he had pockets rattling with gold and silver, he was ready to buy as many Mars bars as he could carry, but the woman didn't have Mars bars. What she did have were Bertie Bott's every flavor bean, Dole's bass-blowing gum, chocolate frogs, pumpkin pasties, cauldron cakes, licorice ones, and a number of other strange things Harry had never seen in his life. Not wanting to miss anything, he got some of everything and paid the woman 11 silver sickles and 7 bronze knots. Ron stared at Harry, brought it all back to the compartment, and tipped it onto the empty seat. Hungry, are you? Starving, said Harry, taking a large bite of a pumpkin pasty. Ron had taken a lumpy package and unwrapped it. There were 4 sandwiches inside. He pulled one of them apart and said, She always forgets I don't like corned beef. Swap you for one of these, said Harry, holding up a pasty. Go on. You don't want this. It's all dry, said Ron. She hasn't got much time, he added quickly. You know, with 5 of us. Go on, have a pasty, said Harry, who had never had anything to share before. Indeed, anyone to share it with. It was a nice feeling sitting there with Ron, eating their way through all Harry's pasties, cakes, and candies. The sandwich lay forgotten. What are these? Harry asked Ron, holding up a pack of chocolate frogs. There aren't real frogs, are they? He was starting to feel that nothing would surprise him. No, said Ron, but see the cards in it. I'm missing a grip pop. What? Oh, of course you don't know. Chocolate frogs have cards inside them, you know, to collect famous witches and wizards. I've got about 500, but I haven't got a gripper or pot mummy.